Alright, hello and welcome back to Our Life Beginning and Always. So we are on step 2 and we are on to the moment. So our first one is going to be Wait, which I'm super excited about. I think it has an actual moment in it. I was doing kind of some research on it, seeing which ones have sort of like cinematic moments in a way. Yeah, I think so. So let's see, should be interesting. The family shopping trip had lasted most of the morning, and you still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could go and enjoy the afternoon. You cradled another bag in your arms as you headed towards your house. It was one of the heavier bags in the grocery store, loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, a bunch of carrots, and even half a watermelon. Mom came out in the front door and paused just ahead of you. Need any help with that, Jamie? I can bring the rest of the way if you want me to. Yes, please, it would be helpful. Yes, please, it's too heavy. No, I've got this. You were doing fine. No, I've got this. You can manage to hold on. Hold it. You eagerly agreed with a nod of your head. You need someone else to take it. You didn't say anything. You finished the job yourself. I can do it on mine. I usually help my parents with groceries. Even if it was heavy, you wanted to bring it in yourself. Mom gave you an encouraging grin and rustled her fingertips through your brown hair. You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside the contents of the side. How much is left? Still a few more bags. With a huff and a puff, Elizabeth continued putting away the groceries as you retreated out of the kitchen before you could become the target of her bad mood. Careful, Jamie. You haven't been looking where you were going and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot. Sorry. I can give you a pass this time, but be sure to watch where you're going. If you run into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked. She grinned at the bad joke as she continued through the door. Outside, Mom had started organizing what remained and putting back any loose objects that had fallen out during the trip. When you stepped up to the trunk beside her, she took a big breath of air, her dress gently swaying around in the breeze. We had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think? Tilt your head to the sky, gazing at the clear blue expanse. Yeah, it is. Days like today are my favorite. It's too hot. I wish it was raining. I like going to the west. I say yeah, it is. Close your eyes and enjoy the way the sun warmed your face for a few moments before turning back to help Mom with the groceries. I do like good summer days. I'm gonna double check we're good. Yep. Oh, hi, Cove. You notice Mom wave at Cove, who had just exited his front door, a surfboard propped up under one arm. Let me see. Surfboard and wetsuit. Where might you be off to on this beautiful day? Cove instantly startled, not having realized your family was also out here. Even though your mom was the one who called out, you were the one he looked at. He tried to settle down again. He jogged across the pavement to properly say hello to you and your parents. It was decidedly awkward since Cove had trouble figuring out how close to stand to you, in addition to his unwieldy surfboard made the whole thing seem even clumsy. Careful with that thing and put someone's eye out. Mom chuckled and got a whispered reproach from Mom for it. Please, go easy on him. Go winced. Sorry, Miss Wonder. Don't mind her, honey. It's a beautiful day for surfing. I haven't been out and on the waves in a long time. I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few good waves before it gets dark. Hi, Cove. He relaxed a lot when Mom spoke to him, but the rigidity came back as soon as you said something. Hey, Jeannie. Cove managed to grin and it almost felt like you had butterflies in your stomach. Do you want to come hang out there later? You noticed a flash of red on his cheeks, but that might have just been from the heat. Sure, I'll meet you there when we're done. Oh yeah, I could do that. Alright, I can't this time. Yeah, we'll go meet him, of course. I've never surfed before, and I'm sure I would be very awful at it. I have absolutely no balance. And as pretty as I find the ocean, I worry about what's in it. I'm good on the beach. When he spoke again, he tried to contain some of the excitement that was clearly ready to burst. It'll be fun. You're not done unloading, right? Can I help? This is our job. You go enjoy the beach. Jamie can catch up as soon as she's finished here. Alright, I'll see you. Yeah, bye for now. Cove headed on down to the beach, with more skip in his step than normal. It was really cute. You smiled softly to yourself with the thought that you'd be joining him soon. You sure seemed to perk up after you agreed to meet him there. I wonder where that could be. Ma. Now who's giving him a hard time, lady? It's different. Mom's face broke into an incredulous grin. In what way? I'm being supportive and he can't hear it. Mom full-on laughed that time. You're the worst of us. When it comes to this, honestly, I keep trying to warn people, but they won't listen. I only want to help. I think it's fair to say he might need it. Meddler, but you have a point. Right? Now at your eyes at their teasing, they simply chuckled conspiratorially before taking more bags from the trunk and heading inside. Once everything had finally been taken in and put away, you got yourself ready to go to the beach. You had a surfboard in your bedroom that you wanted to take with you. Your family had a surfboard around here somewhere. You weren't sure what you were going to do. He was surfing and you didn't know how. I guess since they've been there for a while and they surf, we'll just go right direct that there's a surfboard in the room. Trying to surf more and more lately, it was always ready to go. After grabbing your board and getting everything ready, you headed down to the beach. Have fun, honey. Stay safe. When you arrived at the shore, you were greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of seagulls. Took in a lungful of ocean air, felt your peach skin warm in the sun. Noticed a small set up nearby with towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water. Must be Cove's. Spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to sea yet. He was just sitting in the sand at the wave's edge, board propped up beside him. Strolled up beside him. Hey, I'm here. He looked up at you with a smile and quickly hopped to his feet. I was wondering if you were still coming. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait, stay inside. Wouldn't have missed it. Chuckled shyly at your insistence. Okay. Then he cast his eyes out towards the waves. Cove, I'm not that good at surfing. I'm ready to get in there. You want to have a competition? Give me some tips. I'm not that good at surfing. He dragged a toe through the sand, feeling silly but still worried nonetheless. He gave a bent smile. So, we're just gonna have fun, right? Yeah. His words made you feel better, and the two of you headed into the water together. You paddled out into the sea to where the good waves were. The waves were cool against your skin. Not too calm, but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today. He smiled at you and you couldn't help but smile back. You felt totally content. Until Cove kicked the water a little too hard and inadvertently splashed you. Hey! Sorry! The apology did not come across as especially repentant, as he was practically laughing when he said it. Splashed him back, he let it go. Splash him back. You laughed but waited for an opening for revenge. The second he looked away, you kicked back, spraying him. It quickly developed into a splash war. He had no idea who was winning at the point when the ocean decided to throw its weight around and dose you both in a tall wave. Cove laughed and smiled infectious. You couldn't help but join in. Draw? Nah, I totally won. Yeah, I'd say you won. Nah, I totally won. How does that work? You conceded first, that means I win. Cove shook his head and went silent for a minute. It was a sound argument. Eventually, he just shrugged. Fine. I knew it. Cove pointed out in the distance. You followed his finger to see some nice-looking waves. Hey, let's get going. You agreed. No doubt there was room for you to do something good. You were ready to have some fun. You started taking on waves. Cove tried out a few tricks and you got into the rhythm of finding just the right waves. Have you ever thought of what the fish or the other ocean animals think we're doing here? Well, sharks think we're fish, or turtles, right? That's why surfers usually get bit by sharks when they're in the water. Not really. Okay. It seemed that all he was going to say on the topic. He started to turn away to paddle the next wave when he spoke again. Oh, that's weird. Cove reached in the water and pulled out something small and brown. Was it a teeny stick? A clothespin. Cove looked at it in disbelief. He blinked slowly, then he raised the clothespin with a mischievous look in his eye. I guess it's needed. How else would dolphins hang up their flippers? They've got to be stored somehow. That is terrible on any scale, yes. He giggled shyly and kicked lightly in the water. You played around for the rest of the afternoon and kept chatting in between the waves. You thought about how you would surf today. Absolutely rocked the waves looked deep today. You did pretty good. You definitely were improving. You were okay today. Nothing special. You were reminded there was a reason why you need to practice. We'll go in between. A while ago, you never would have been able to ride some of today's waves. You really were learning. If you kept this up, who knew how good you'd be at the end of the summer? Cove gave you a lot of encouragement about your performance. One afternoon. The sun was visible on the horizon. Every time you would look away, it had sunk a little lower. The beach was darkening, but still pleasantly warm. You knew you should get out of the water before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode out one last wave to get to the beach. There, you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cove followed behind you to the shore. He put his board with the other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off. He ruffled his hair with a towel. You watched the sun set together. The colors were beautiful in the distance, and the shadows around you deepened. There's no need for words between the two of you as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence. The waves were good today, I think. Yeah, totally, I guess. Perfect for surfing. Did you really think so? Yeah, totally. He nodded mildly. You've gotten so good. You couldn't help but smile at the praise. It meant a lot coming from him. You chatted a little more until the conversation truly dried out, and all you heard was the rhythmic sounds of the waves. Then Cove sighed. The day can't be over yet. Over, not yet. He scowled into the distances of the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense. Don't you think it should be longer? Yeah, it felt long enough to me, only a shrug. Yeah. Ghost, I understand, like, you know, when your day's ending and you're like, it sucks, you get the darkness coming and you had to run home. Coast stood up straight in defiance after the approaching darkness. I'm not going home yet. I want to go somewhere. I don't know. Cove was still dripping in the salt water, so you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits were fine for the beach and not much else. It wasn't a good idea for him to lug his surfboard around town either. You'll be real cute in that wetsuit wherever you go. Well, I need to call it for a night. Yeah, I want to go somewhere too. We'll sure be welcome anywhere soaking wet like this. We'll go with this one. Cove's face and ears flushed red as he looked down and inspected himself, crossed his hands over his chest self-consciously. He had been so used to wearing it that Cove hadn't given his current choice of clothes any thought. At least that was before you pointed it out to him. Well, you would too, so, Cove's eyes widened when he processed what he had just said, and awkwardly decided to give up on the whole thing. Then he looked down the shore with the wide, shining eyes. There's at least one place that's always okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is. The park. He nodded. The park was virtually always empty. Even Elizabeth only went over there nowadays if she was looking for you. Now times have changed. She used to be so protective of that place. In fact, the only person there was a chance of running into might be the Jeremy kid again. He brought the idea up to Cove and he cringed, but I'm still going. The sun's still there a little. I'm staying out as long as it is. Tagged along. Okay, let's go. Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though it didn't take much care to shake the sand off. You dealt with your own things. You stuffed everything together quickly. You took your time. Stuffed everything together quickly. I'm done, Cove. Rolled his eyes with a bent smile at the announcement. He led the way down the beach to the park. It wasn't far, so it didn't take long at all. The sun still hadn't completely disappeared just yet when you made your arrival. Cove stuck his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over top. By now, the two of you were mostly dry. The summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm. Cove idly went over the monkey bars. He grabbed them feet flat on the ground and pretended to go across. He was definitely grown in the past few years. You were still short enough to use the monkey bars yourself. Sometimes being teeny had its perks. When he got to the bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up through and then sat on top of the bars, his legs dangling off the side of the bar he perched on. Join him on the monkey bars stood nearby. He took a seat last week. Join him on the monkey bars. You looked above yourself to inspect the monkey bars. You might have been short, but that just gave you more experience in climbing things. You leaped and grabbed onto the bars, using the momentum to swing yourself up. It took a little more scrambling, but you made it to the top, Cove seemed impressed. You sat on the monkey bars like it was a throne. You didn't get to be above everything often. Guess what? Smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow. He's not here. Right. It was true. There wasn't a single sign of Jeremy. Looked like it was just going to be the two of you tonight. Cove hung his head and groaned dramatically, her eyes widened when he whipped his head back up. Can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place. You're taking it back and blinked for a second before you realized he was quoting Jeremy. Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, my parents don't know anything. Don't scare me like that. One Jeremy is enough. That's not really nice. That's not really funny. It's funny, but not nice. You don't have to tease them. Oh, my parents don't know anything. Cove chuckled back at you, amused. He looked around the old park, the streets. You knew like the back of your hand and the beach. These were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much his joke was just a joke, and how much was sincere dislike of this place. Moving had never been his choice. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't think of that. Do you actually like this neighborhood? I know you don't think it's dumb. The other sounds stressful, and do you actually never know? Everything I have to ask that, Jamie. Cove kicked his leg carelessly as he dangled. He smiled softly. I like it. I like it here, I really do. It's a nice place. He didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty. That was his genuine opinion. Yeah, I like it too. Well, at least one person likes it. Now we're to see, well, of course, I'm here after all. This sounds like exactly something I would say. Cove flushed and started kicking his legs wildly like he was running in place. Didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone and it was dark. Chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down. Better get home. I wish the days were longer. I choose not to say anything. I wish the days were longer. I wish this day was longer. His feet kicked out and made him look like a pouty child. Oh well. Cove sighed. It was time to go home. He hopped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground. He clambered down from the monkey bars herself. He lowered herself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when her feet reached the ground. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel around his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. Both began your trek up the road. It was a quiet night and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression and you couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Everything okay? I just remember when we were younger, it used to be such a big deal to come home after dark. You could indeed recall, if you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your moms and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand. You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made exposed just how much freedom you really had this summer. Yeah, that's true, how much things change when you get a bit older and then suddenly, like, the amount of permissions you needed before, now there's just, it's almost weird to think about how many things you can do without, having to overthink it or ask or that kind of thing. Cove looked up into the sky, a smile still on his face as the two of you walked side by side reminiscing. When you came to your house, you turned to each other. Thanks for today, Jamie. Bye. It was nice to seeing you. This is definitely an interesting experience. Yep. Thanks for the awesome day. Cove waved and you both turned around to your respective houses. This was a pleasant ending to the outing, you thought. Nice! Okay, so that was Wave. So next time we'll head up into Growing. Super excited, absolutely love this game still, and I cannot wait to go through the different moments. Thank you so much for tagging along if you have, and I will see you in the next one. Very excited, love the warm and fuzzy wholesomeness of this game. So we will be happily moving on to Growing next.